Hi guys. Hi everyone, Tiffany here. So it has been a little while since I posted, and the last time I posted, I just want to apologize. If I remember correctly, I was kind of being negative about the surgery coordinator at my doctor's office, and I'll be honest, I was very frustrated. And but the nicest thing, the maybe even since I posted last, she had called, we kind of had an incident. We didn't really argue, but basically I was just like, can you just submit this to the insurance? That's what we talked about. It's going to be approved. It's fine. Because as I've told you before, that's what I do for a living for a different insurance company. But anyway, so she was just like, okay, fine, kind of was short with me, hung up the phone. Well, she submitted the next day on a Tuesday, and it actually was approved in like less than 8 hours. So I knew, and I knew it would be because I knew I'd met all the criteria. And clearly I meet all the criteria, and I don't really have any other health issues. So I faxed over the authorization. I knew that they would do it as well, but just because I wanted to make sure they got it, I faxed it over to her. And so she called me back, and the very first thing she said is, I just want to let you know that I'm really sorry that was uncalled for. Just that, and as she explained more, there's been a lot going on, and I completely get that. I've had the same issues at my work. I know exactly what she's going through. So I kind of felt bad about venting about her, and especially because she was so nice to apologize. And she's only human. I'm only human. So anyway, so sorry for taking up 2 minutes with that little spiel. But so the good news is, yay, I got approved. So she, of course, I didn't have a surgery date. So she called the surgeon's office, who is supposed to call me about my surgeon's fees, to see what they are, which it's been over a week now, and I still haven't heard from them. But she had asked me, can you go ahead and come in on Friday, which was last week, and do the pre-op class, because the pre-op class is required for everybody that has surgery. So it's just a really good, intense program. So we get there, and then they give us, they give us this notebook, and it might be backwards for you, but so this one was vertical sleeve, but even the ones there were 2 people in the class that were having the bypass, and theirs even said gastric bypass. So they put everything in it that is for your surgery, and it has the diet recommendations, behavior modification, pre-op education, your contract, and just general instructions. And you even had to take a test at the end. But it's neat, even with the diet guidelines, they even had like vitamin information, how long you'll be on each of the diets. They even gave you all the information on different proteins and vitamins. It was just really informative. One thing that I learned, and if I'm in any groups with you on Facebook, I shared this, and I may have shared it on Instagram, but one thing I learned that I didn't realize, even being a nurse, I never thought about it, but thiamine deficiency is not very common here in the U.S. Really, the only people that ever get it are alcoholics. But now with the new trend of bariatric surgery patients, they're finding are also getting this. Well, thiamine deficiency is bad because it can cause neurological deficits that cannot be reversed. So it's very important that when you take a multivitamin, that it's bariatric specific, or that it includes thiamine. And I know she told us, for us, we absolutely cannot take VitaFusion from Sam's because it does not have thiamine, does not have what we need. She says, it's a good price, but it's not worth your health. So I would rather pay more and know, I'm sorry, I was seeing what my dogs were doing. I'd rather pay more and just know that I get what I need. So I just thought I'd pass on that tidbit. So make sure you look for thiamine in your vitamin. Another thing that she had mentioned, and you all may have heard this before, and I have kind of done some research about it, and I kind of found some things supporting her. Some, it was kind of inconclusive, but she was saying, even like the Premier, which they don't really promote Premier, but she said that, your body can only really absorb so much and use so much protein at a time. So really, you know, a lot of times people are like, well, I did this or did that, and altogether that was 60 grams of protein in one shake. Well, theoretically, that's probably too much protein at one time, because you're probably not going to get all that anyway. So if you're counting that as your main protein for the day, you might only be getting half of that. So that was something that I kind of learned I thought was a good idea, you know, that I'm going to look into. Maybe not trying to cram too much in one day to spread, one time, and spread my protein out through the day. So anyway, so that's really it. Education wise, again, you know, if you have other information, feel free to comment it below. I just thought it was neat. May or may not hold true, but I just thought it was good information. So I'll tell you a little bit about what I have to do for my pre-op and post-op diets, because I know a lot of people are different. So they gave us the diet progression sheet, and then behind here there's information on all the different approvable and foods to avoid for the different stages. So, but what I have to do is that prior to surgery, I have to have 14 days of pre-op diet, which I start tomorrow, because I didn't even tell you, I also got my surgery date, which is December 29th. So if all goes well, December 29th. And the crowd goes wild. You know, every time I have done a video here, I know that you think that I probably don't decorate. This is the only wall in my living room above my couch that I don't have something up there. I just can't find something I like, and I don't know, it's just like I don't want to spend money on something and get it home and I don't like it. I promise I do decorate the rest of my house. So anyway, so I'll tell you about the pre-op diet in a second, but just because I know a lot of people ask, I wanted to tell you a little bit about what I do post-op and why, for my surgeon, again, might not be for yours, why they said they do it this way. They said they're an accredited surgeon, surgery center for this type surgery. And they said that this is what they've had the best results when they've, you know, looked at all their patients, and some other things that she mentioned, that the reason that they like to progress the diet is because whenever your stomach they mess with your stomach in surgery, you almost get paralysis of the stomach. And so your stomach kind of has to get used to doing what it's supposed to do again. So it's best to go ahead and do it a little bit at a time. So what I have to do for after surgery, the first 4 days, first 12 hours or so after surgery, until I do the swallow test, I actually don't eat anything. I'll have IV fluids. But the first 4 days immediately after surgery is a clear liquid diet. Once clear liquids are tolerated, then you can add beverages that are full liquid. And so you would do this for the remaining 10 days. So for the first 14 days after surgery, I will also be on liquids. So I was on liquids 14 days before and 14 days after. With after being anything that you can see through is considered a clear liquid diet. Hi, Kimber. You coming to see us? She's our newest baby. She's coming to check you out. She wonders who I'm talking to. Hi, little girl. Get down. Get down. But sorry about that. But and then after the 4 days of clear, like I said, you have 10 days of full. Then on the third week, so that's your first 2 weeks. On weeks 3 and 4, you have the parade diet. So I'll have to do parades for 3 weeks. I have been looking at recipes and things I can try, so I'm going to kind of get that prepared. And then on the 5th and 6th week, we have to do a soft diet, which is we can have solid foods that are soft. So we can't have hard foods or raw fruits and vegetables. And then starting the 7th week, after you've checked in with them and everything is good, you can actually do a regular diet, but they need it to be still low in fat and calories, and also to avoid high fat foods, sweets, and soft breads. So that's kind of what they say. Of course, at least 64 ounces of fluid, sipping 1 ounce every 15 minutes. They want our protein to be 60 to 80 grams per day. And the meal size for life, a good example, she says, is less than 4 ounces of food total per meal, which is only half a cup. And then, so example, for a meal, you would have 2 ounces of meat, which is about, I want to say she said like not quite a half a deck of carbs. And then she said 1 ounce of starch or fruit, and then 1 ounce of veggies. So to eat 3 meals per day, sip on liquids or protein drinks in between meals, and always focus on eating protein-rich food first. And she does say no chewing gum, no carbonated beverages, and no straws. And I hate to admit it, but I'm just going to admit it because I am a grown-up. But I'm the world's worst, and I've met tons of people that a lot of times when I chew my gum, I don't know what I'm thinking, like, then I just swallow it. So I know I can never chew gum again. I know it's gross. I have no idea why I do it. So anyway, so that's really it on that. So to tell you, I guess I'll tell you, this is kind of neat too. They actually gave us several menus, and see, they put it the days 1 through 4. So, you know, at 7 o'clock do this, 9 o'clock do that, 10 o'clock do this. So it kind of breaks down your whole day to make sure you're getting in everything you need. So they have it for every stage up all the way through the regular stage, to let you know what foods you need to do and kind of how to plan out your day. And so, of course, I'll probably change it up a little bit, but my plan is, before I go into surgery, because I'm already looking at recipes, and I've already started like a soft foods and a parade foods document that has different recipes on it, different things that I can send my hubby to the store to get, so that we can cook and I can be prepared for those stages. Or if, you know, obviously at that point I can probably drive. So anyway, so all that to say, I am just want to let you know about my pre-op diet. So for pre-op, they give us this sheet, you can see. And so what I have to do is I have to drink 5, and this is based on BMI. I know a few people had to do 6 a day, but I have to drink 5 of these a day. See, it's not very big. Not quite the size of my hand, and I don't really have a big hand. So, but these are OptiFast 800 shapes, and I know this is flipped for you all, so I can tell you it's 160 calories and 14 grams of protein. It does have 20 grams of carbs. So that being said, they don't really recommend these post-op because of the carbs, especially for those that have the gastric bypass, but really for any of us, they don't really recommend these afterwards, but they recommend them beforehand. So, and I had to get these from them. These are one of the only ones I think that you can only get from the doctor. But anyway, so I'll drink 5 of these a day. We tried them all. I like the strawberry the best, so I have 3 strawberries for each day, 1 vanilla for each day, and 1 chocolate for each day. So, and that's for 10 days, so that starts tomorrow. So, and also with that, what I can do is that I can consume any non-caloric or non-carbonated decaf beverage, decaf coffee, decaf tea, water, that would be flavored water, Crystal Light, sugar-free Jello, sugar-free popsicles, Diet Snapple, Propel, or Fruit 2.0. So they said any of those things we can have in between. We just have to have 5 of these a day, and that kind of averages out to about every 3 hours from waking to bed. So from the time you wake up, every 3 hours, you should be having one of these. But in between those, you need to get lots of fluid. So I do that for 10 days. And then for the 4 days before surgery, no more shakes, nothing but clear liquids. So mainly I would still stick to all of these things, but she also provided just the clear liquids diet. So that's defined as anything you can see through. So I can do broth, sugar-free Jello, sugar-free Kool-Aid, Crystal Light, sugar-free popsicles. So really, basically all just liquid diet. Really the only thing not sweet I can have is the broth. So so I will do that for 4 days. The one thing that they're saying, I haven't had other people say, it says be sure to get your protein supplement in during this time. It must be clear liquid protein, such as unflavored Undri or Isopure mixed with water. So they still, even in those 4 days of clear, I still have to get protein in. So they want us to make sure we get that. So that's something kind of neat I haven't heard before. Sorry, my dogs think this is a good time to fight. They're play fighting. But anyway, so I think all of that was some really good suggestions good information. I was glad I did it, and I'm getting excited because I'm in the pre-op stage officially tomorrow. So I'll update every couple of days, maybe since it's 14 days, so maybe every 2 or 3 days I'll give you an update of how it's going. So I have rambled too much, so I'm going to let you guys go, and I hope you have a great one. Talk to you soon. Bye.